Happy Sunday for you guys. Oh my God, I don't even know what the date is. June 19th. It's the 19th. It's Father's Day. So you are watching this recording. I think it's important that we prioritize celebrating life. Like, this is a priority here in celebrating your life, but also tomorrow is a special day, and where we took the time on Mother's Day, because remember, Mother's Day fell on a Sunday in May, where we took that time on Mother's Day for us, we can now reciprocate it if we have a father figure or we have a husband or someone that we want to honor. So I wanted to be able to give this to you in a time where you were able to watch it and intentionally sit down with it when you had the time and not trying to fit it into your day, because I think that's super important and intentional. All right, so the Druid card and holding space is our monthly theme and topic of conversation. And hopefully you guys got a chance to do May's hypnosis last week. And if you haven't, go do it after you do this. Do it repetitively, like do it all the time. It's not meant for just one time, like use it all the time. The same with this coaching too, especially today, because I'm going to take you through something that I think is going to be super helpful for holding the space. So usually when we're not grounded, we are searching for something, right? We feel frazzled. We feel like we don't know which end is up. We feel like there's so much going on. We can't get on top of it. You know what it feels like to not feel grounded, I'm sure, because we all at some point have felt that. And the difference in doing this work is knowing what to do with the feeling of ungroundedness. Is that a word? Not being grounded. You can let yourself be consumed by not being grounded and feeling overwhelmed. And you can let that infiltrate your whole body and then let that go into the energy of everything that you do. Or you can know exactly what to do with that feeling. You can honor the feeling, hold space for the feeling, and then let go. So I think we talked about this on one of our calls, maybe last month or the month before, as far as honoring feelings. When you get a feeling in your body, when you get something that comes up for you, instead of shoo-shooing it away, because that's what I used to do. I used to be like, nope, you're not allowed to have that feeling. Cancel, delete, replace it with this positive thought, affirmation, manifestation, replace it with something positive, and poof, like you're fine. Which is not bad, but here's a better way to manage that. You have a feeling that comes up in your body. Maybe let's think about something that came up this week. Maybe you finally said yes to yourself or to someone in your family to go do something. I'm thinking an extracurricular activity. So let's say you said yes to your daughter's gymnastics. And you said yes because you got the details, you knew how much it was going to be, you knew what days it was going to be, and everything worked. And then you get an email from the gymnastics center, and they're like, oh, hey, first of all, tuition prices are increasing. And second of all, summer schedule is going to be different. And now, instead of your daughters going both on the same day at the same time, you're actually going to have a daughter going 2 hours in the morning and then the other daughter going 3 hours in the afternoon. And so you're going to be here for 5 hours on these days instead of these days, which is what you said yes to before, right? So all of a sudden, Your entire world is uplifted. Like your schedule is uprooted and changed. And you said yes because you have the details over here, but now the details have changed. And so now you're like, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to get my kids here on time? How are we going to spend the extra money when we thought it was going to be this and now it's going to be this? And you go into overwhelm. It's a real feeling. Like, you're really feeling it because you have feelings around it. So the best way to work with these feelings is to, one, recognize it. Okay, so we say, okay, I see you, overwhelm. I see you. I see you. I know you're coming to me for a reason. Let's explore the reasons why this is overwhelming. Why does this feel overwhelming? And then break it down. It feels overwhelming because I expected this price and now it's this price. And I budgeted for this and now I'm going to have to rebudget. That feels overwhelming. It feels overwhelming because my schedule was this and I had it going and it was easy and I knew where to go and what time to be. And now it's completely different. I'm going to have to figure out how to get my kids here. And so my schedule changing is overwhelming. And you go, okay, like, I see you feeling overwhelmed. I'm going to let you have this moment. And you let yourself sit there in the overwhelm and thinking about the things that are overwhelming too, because again, this is a real feeling. You're feeling it. It's happening in your life. And then you think the feeling. Hey, overwhelm, I see you. Thank you for showing up. I needed to move through some of the reasons why it was overwhelming, which then led me to think about, okay, well, if this is the reason why it's overwhelming, how can we move through that, right? Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. I now choose to go in a different direction. I now choose to go in a direction of expansion in my body instead of like this, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. I choose expansion, and you basically say goodbye to overwhelm. Thank you for showing up and being here. I no longer need you. I choose expansion. And then you can go into, all right, well, here are some simple solutions to how we can fix overwhelm. And you walk through it in your brain, or you walk through it on a piece of paper, right? Or you visualize it being easy. And then you allow your body to sit in that. So feelings are real. Feelings are important. Thoughts become feelings. And feelings are felt in the body. And go back to that example too. When you notice the overwhelm coming in, think about where you feel it in your body, because that's a good indication of where you're letting things kind of get stuck. So if you feel it in your throat, your throat chakra needs some work. If you feel it in your gut, your sacral might need some work. If you're feeling it in your shoulders or your head, which energy center needs some work and some focus. This is what I love doing, because I feel like it's so easy. When I want to clear energy in my body, or not clear energy, I want to make it flow better. Like there's stuck energy and I want to make it flow better. I literally imagine in my meditation, this takes 5 minutes, I imagine from some universal source, a beam of light, a really bright beam of light, and it could be whatever color you see. It doesn't matter. Okay, you pick your color. And the beam of light comes in through the top of my head, and it literally permeates my whole body, and it goes through all my arms and my limbs, and it goes through my entire trunk, and it goes through my feet. And I just keep pulling it in. I imagine literally that I'm doing this. I'm like reaching up, and then it comes through my body, and I let it wash through, and I let it flow through and out my fingertips. Like I can see the streams of light. And in those streams of light, it is calmness. I'm literally saying, I'm fixing the flow of energy, right? I'm creating an easy channel for energy. My energy paths are open. And I'm just imagining that happening in my body. And then I just let that happen. Like doing that, I even just get like tingles in my fingers. Like I feel that energy. The other thing that you can do that I absolutely love, another thing that I love, I'm like, what don't I love? I'm not going to tell you about things that I don't love. So here we are. I really like to do this. Rub your hands together. Get them really hot and frictioned, and then open them up and feel that ball of resistance and energy that you have, and imagine it as a ball of light and put it where you need it. Maybe you need it on your heart chakra. Maybe you need it in your throat chakra. Maybe you need it in your gut. Maybe you need it at the top of your head. You're going to put it into whatever situation that you need. So you can put it into your body, but also you can put it into, let's say it's your bank account that's giving you trouble. You can put it into your bank account. Like literally, you don't even have to close your eyes to visualize this. You can sit in thought, visualize you holding this because you can feel the energy, holding it, putting it in your bank account, and letting that light permeate your bank account and give you the feelings that you want to feel in your bank account, showing up for you the abundance rather than the other feelings that you're feeling. Okay, so those are two things I love to bring into meditation. Hold on, I wrote down my notes. Okay. The transformation happens when you see the good and the expansion in the hard moments. Like you see them immediately, not hours later, not days later, not looking back in time and being like, okay, I know why that happened to me. No, your transformation happens when you get to the point where you can see good and expansion in the bad that's happening in the moment. And you don't have to know how. You just have to trust that everything is happening for good and expansion. Now, what if you lived a life of that instead of maybe some of the things that you might have told yourself in the past, like, money's hard to make, or why does this always happen to me? Why does this always happen to me? What's another one? I know life sucks. Like, why does life suck so much? Right? So instead of living in and telling that story, what if you get to tell the story of, I know my highest freedom is possible. I know I'm the commander of my life. I know that everything that happens is for the good, the highest good of my life. So see how we just get to shift our energy and shift how we decide how we show up for life. See how that happens so easily? And we begin to trust ourselves, first of all, and trust what's happening in our life is for good and expansion. Because every time, here's how you can get there. Every time you hit a point of difficulty or something that feels hard or resistant, every time you feel resistance, you are expanding. That's an opportunity for you to expand, and you can take it or not take it. And the way that you take it is you trust in knowing that this opportunity for expansion is happening for you. And by trusting that, you expand and grow. It's not going to be, okay, I trust it, I expand and grow, and then poof, something shows up for you right there. Things will just start to come together for you the more you consistently do that for yourself. Does that make sense? All right, so if you will, I told you we'd do a visualization. So if you can sit in a spot, if you're not driving, and you can close your eyes. Just be quiet for a few minutes with your thoughts. And I want you to think about a time in your life as a child. Okay, so a time in your life as a child where you didn't trust yourself. You might not have felt worthy enough to trust yourself. take a moment and think about a time in your life where you didn't trust yourself. And I'm going to give you a few ages and just kind of listen to these ages and see what age comes up for you. At the age of 5, at the age of 6, at the age of 7, at the age of 8, at the age of 9, at the age of 10, at the age of 11, at the age of 12. Maybe it's before those years or after those years, but see if any of those ages gave you a feeling in your body. And then think about a time at that age where you didn't have trust. You didn't have trust. Trust actually starts developing, like it's one of the first stages in our development from the beginning of infancy to the first couple of years of life. We are developing trust and security. So while you might not have a memory that far back, know that the memory that does come up for you can be intertwined and connected to a memory younger than when you can remember. So once you have that memory of where you didn't have trust or you didn't feel safe, picture yourself in that time. Picture the little girl that you were. Picture what she was wearing, where she was, maybe what room she was in, what yard or playground or space she was occupying, what her haircut looked like. Like little you, can you picture her with all the details in your mind? And then take yourself and walk yourself next to little you. Take yourself now and walk yourself next to little you. And I want you just to put your hand just on her somewhere, on her shoulder, on her knee, somewhere where she just can feel your presence. And I want you to show her what your life looks like right now and future projections. Show her the good, show her everything that's happened, show her everything that you have overcome, show her all the things that are happening for you. Show her all the areas where you trusted and good came through. Show her the future that you project. What do you see in the future happening for you? What are your visions? What are your dreams? Show her these visions. Bring them to life for her. And then I want you to tell her what she needs to hear. If she needs to hear that she is loved, if she needs to hear that she is seen, I see you, little me, I see you. You are so loved. Your purpose is so big. Always trust yourself. What does little you need to hear in this moment that you can tell her right now? And tell her. When that comes through, thank little you for showing up. Thank her for being here. Say goodbye to her. Walk away. Let her go. And then come back to yourself. And imagine yourself as a tree. And as a tree, you are a big tree that has been here for many years, and you have many deep-seated roots in the soil. Your roots go so deep and so far, and they're all intertwined with each other. Your roots are solid in the ground. And because your roots are solid in the ground and you have so many and new ones keep popping up and they just keep flourishing into the soil, you are wise beyond your years because of the depth of your roots. Imagine at the same time, your tree has many fruit-bearing, leaf-bearing branches. And I want you to name the branches. And as you name the branches, start to see the amounts of fruit that that branch bears. How much fruit can you see on that branch? Name that branch. So name it areas that you want to grow and expand into. The first one that comes to mind is money. Okay, your money branch. This is your money branch, and look how many fruits are on that branch. And this is your relationship branch. And visualize the fruits, that branch bearing a ton of fruit. This is your purpose branch and your passion branch and your trust in yourself branch. And make your branches bear the fruit. Okay, they are plentiful. You pick one and a new one keeps coming up. You pick one and a new one keeps coming up. Make your tree huge. Make your tree take up space. In the branch, in the area that you want, you desire to have more trust in. Pick one of those fruits. And notice as you pick the fruit, a new fruit shows up for you. Okay, so you're always replenishing, you're always growing, you're always expanding. And thank your tree for taking up space. Thank your tree for growing for you. Thank your tree for always showing up, for always putting down more roots so that it could bear more fruit for you. Feel the energy of the tree, of you, and thank it for being here. And if you hear any messages or feel any feelings, just anchor them in for you right now. What is the tree telling you? Anchor them in and feel them in your body. And when you feel complete, you can open your eyes. And if you desire to share any messages. What were you able to convey to younger you? What message were you able to give her? What message came through from the tree and your fruit bearing branch? Where did you feel the energy in your body? And so, what I would love for you to do with this visualization is when you go outside today, hopefully you can take your shoes off and put your feet on the ground. And know that as you put your feet on the ground and as you are grounding yourself, you're actually trusting that you are that tree and you take up space. You take up a ton of space and you put a ton of roots into the ground, and your tree bears so much fruit that it's unbelievable. It's people can't believe how much your tree bears fruit all the time. You take one off and it grows another one. You take one off and it grows another one. There's so much growth on your tree. Every time you put your feet in the ground, I hope you see that and feel that in your body. Because what you were able to just do is go back in time on your timeline of life. Like picture it as like a string. And this part of your childhood that held something for you that didn't allow you to trust yourself now or have trust in other things now was frayed. And you have never healed it before. So you have to go back into these parts of your life and actually like wrap them back up. So by you talking to younger you where you were when you had that experience, you're actually healing this fray in the rope. And now your rope is stronger. Now your rope is stronger and you've healed this timeline, little blip, this little timeline blip that was keeping you from expanding more into trust now. And so know that you can do that with anything. Know that you can go back in your timeline and heal anything. If you're ever meditating and a memory comes up, like lean into that memory. Why is this memory coming up right now? Let me go back in time and see where I was and what was going on and what was I feeling in my body. And okay, well, let's show her evidence that whatever she was feeling then is not showing up now. And the future is brighter than ever before. Like, let's show her evidence and let's heal that part of the timeline, so that you can grow and expand in every situation and know that every situation is happening for you and not to you. Because here's the thing, you guys know that you'll find truth and proof in anything that you want to prove. If you want to prove that yellow cars are faster than red cars, and you go out to the internet and you go out and do your research, like you will find all the proof to prove your point. You'll find it. It'll be there. It'll be there. But if you want to prove that black cars are faster than yellow cars, you also will find that truth. You will find the truth that you want to prove. So what if you just know and trust that you are in full control of what you're creating, that everything happens to you, everything happens for you in expansion and growth, and you just allow yourself to live a different story instead of lack, or instead of not trusting, or instead of constant overwhelm, like you allow yourself to tell a different story, because that is possible for you. I would love to hear your takeaways and how you moved through this visualization. They're not always easy. In fact, they're usually not. So take the time today to journal on what you experienced. Okay. And you know, you can always come back and always do this again, and definitely do the hypnosis. So I love you guys. I hope that was helpful. And I hope that you healed a part of your timeline that now has quantum leaped you into creating more magic in your life, because it is possible for all of us. I know it so deeply for each and every one of you. I love you so much. I hope you have an amazing day.